In progress.
Hi, welcome to and installment. Well, it's like days, hindi ko alam kung ano pinagsasabi ko, pero yeah, sometimes you just yap and yap and yap. Anyway, let's go with formal proof of validity. So, sa last installment is pinakita natin how to verify if an argument is valid or invalid. Kasi nga, you have to verify first kung valid ba yung argument bago mo siya i-prove. Syempre, bago mo igawa ng formal proof of validity, syempre, kailangan mo na i-verify kung valid yun, di ba? So, in this, installment, so assume na natin na valid yung argument. So, di na natin siya i-check kung valid or invalid. So, assume na valid. Pero what we want to show now is, ipaprove na natin siya. Okay, okay. So, of course, sa part 1 ng series na ito ay doon muna tayo sa propositional calculus. So, next time is yung mga predicates. So, and of course, we have different methods of proof. Mayroon tayong direct, conditional, and mamaya yung indirect proof. So, mamaya, next slide. Okay, so first is we're gonna do the direct one, the direct proof. So, if direct proof, ito yung premises mo, yung greens, ayan. And of course, saan lang yung pwede mong gamitin to arrive here. So, ito yung destination mo. Ito yung mode of transportation. Wow, nice analogy. Yep. Okay, so, punta lang tayo sa proof. Of course, guys, what we're gonna do is two-column proof. Unahin mo yung mga premise. So, as usual, ito yung tatlong premise. So, yan na yung pwede mong gamitin. Kasi, syempre, hindi ka pwede gamit ng iba kasi nga direct proof. So, ito yung premise mo. So, ngayon, ito na. Actually, ito yung mahirap sa proving kasi walang specific algorithm or steps. Paano ba mag-prove? Kasi iba-iba yan eh. Kaya nga pag sa proving, kunwari, ng friend mo, iba siya ng truth, ay ano ba to, iba siya ng proving. It's okay. As long as wala siya na violate, okay lang yun. Kasi iba-iba talaga pwedeng sagot here. So, actually nga, baka nga pag kayo nagsagot nito, iba yung sagot niya sa akin. Pwedeng mas mahaba, pwedeng mas maigli. But what matters is, wala kang violate na, what do you call this? Wala kang violate na, na rules of inference or anything na sa 101. Anyway, so, what we're gonna do is, ano ba yung pwede natin gawin? Kasi ang goal mo is not A, the negation of A or C. So, yun yung goal mo, the negation of A or C. So, anong pwede mong gawin? Okay, so I'm gonna do is, ah, observe yung statement 2 and statement 3. Kamukha niya yung modus tollens. Di ba ang sinasabi ng modus tollens? Di ba ang sinasabi ng modus tollens? If mayroon kang P implies Q, tapos mayroon kang not Q, therefore, ang sagot is, not sagot, ang inference mo is not P. Diba yun? Ito, kamukha niya yun eh. Meron, para ito yung P mo, yung B or D. Tapos ito yung Q. Tapos meron kang not Q, not E. So, ibig sabihin, yung sunod mo na line by modus tollens is, of course, the negation of B or D. Ayan. So, kaya ito yung statement number 4. The negation of B or D. Tapos, using De Morgans, di ba ang De Morgans, sinasabi ng De Morgans, if meron kang not the negation of P or not Q, this is just equivalent sa not P and not Q. Di ba? Yun lang yun eh. Not P and not Q. So, yeah. Yun. So, ang next line mo is ito. Not B and not D by number 4, De Morgans. So, ano na? What's next? So, actually, ito na. Medyo mahirap na. Kasi, di ba? Ang hirap kasi hirap eh. Medyo trial and error siya na hindi. So, gagawin ko is N to, di ba? This is N. So, pwede ko siyang paghiwalayin by simplification. So, not B by number 5, simplification, and not D by number 5, simplification. So, what's next? Ano pa pwede kong gawin? Ito, yung statement 1, naka-end siya. Oh. This is end, so pwede ko na siya paghiwalayin. A to B, C to D by number 1, simplification. So, ano nang gagawin ko? Observe statement 6 and statement 8. Kamukha niya yung modus tollens. Kasi may kang A implies B, tas not B. So, ang next line mo is not A. 6 and 8, modus tollens. So, same, not C. Yung not C, nanggaling sa 7 and 9. C implies D, tapos meron kang not D. So, ibig sabihin by modus tollens, meron kang not C. Okay. So, what's next? O, ito na. Okay, so, nag-appear sila sa statements mo. Ibig sabihin, okay guys, ito kasi yun, lahat ng nasa column na to, these are assumed to be true. Kasi ibig sabihin, di ba yung premises mo, true yan eh. Kasi valid yung argument, di ba? Yun yung check natin. Since valid yun, so true to, tas lahat na ma-deduce mo from these arguments are true. So, ibig sabihin, pwede akong mag-conjunct ng anything from here. So, pwede ko pa number 3, pati number 6. Kaya ko siyang i-conjunct, not E and not B. Kaya ko siyang i-conjunct kasi sure akong true yan. True to, true yan. So, pag pinagsama ko, yung end, true. yun yung kasi pinagkaiba ng addition sa conjunction. Kasi pag addition, kunwari, ano ba? Kunwari sa addition is, wala yung A. Di ba? Kung mapapansin nyo, wala yung A alone, yung proposition A. Pero by addition, kaya kong pagsamahin yung not B or A. Kahit hindi ako sure na true si A. Kasi kapag or, as long as isa dyan yung mag-true or isa dyan yung mag-appear sa column na to, true na yung buong statement. Yun yung pinagkaiba niya sa conjunction. Pagka-conjunction, kailangan both mag-appear. So since mag-appear yung not A, and not C, kaya ko silang pagsamahin. So, meron akong not A and not C by conjunction. Tapos, De Morgans. So, using De Morgans, meron akong not the negation of A or C. And yun yung kaya natin ipakita. And we're done. Tapos na. So again, let me reiterate, pwedeng iba yung solution from sa akin kasi nga, proving is not unique. Kasi, yun kasi mahirap sa proving. Hindi siya one way. I mean, walang algorithm to solve, walang algorithm to prove. Parang it depends talaga sa'yo. Kaya ang proving is both, for me, at least for me, it's both an art and science din siya at the same time. Kasi, kumbaga, it's your kwento eh. Paano mo ikukwento yung kwento? Ganun. Yes, o diba? So, next to prove is, ano ba to? Ito, yung conditional proof. So, kung conditional yan, kasi ang conditional is nagagamit siya kapag ang statement is in the form of conditional or yung sa conclusion. So, kapag conditional, kasi valid siya for exportation ata. I think exportation yung rule kung bakit valid. Yeah, exportation yung valid. Bakit siya pwedeng gawin. So, kapag gato yung form, kaya kong gawing premise yung antecedent. So, magiging premise ko to. So, ang magiging want to show ko na bagong want to show is yung F to H. Ito na, yung bagong want to show. Pero since yung F to H, F implies H, it is in the form of conditional. By conditional proof, kaya ko ulit kunin si F. Gagawin kong premise si F. So, ang magiging want to show ko na talaga dyan is yung H na lang. So, ang want to show ko na dyan is yung H alone. So, that is, kasi pwede mo ulit-ulit yung conditional proof. And if I'm not mistaken, valid siya by exportation. Yeah, so actually nakalimutan ko kung ano yung sinasabi ng exportation, pero it has to do with ano ata, conditional and conjunction. Yeah, so sige. So na ako. Ayun. So pala tayo, letter ayan. So, since ginawa ko yung E by conditional true, ginawa kong premise to. Same with F, so gagawin kong premise yun. So, ayan. So, kaya meron tayong E and F by conditional true. Tapos, recall modus ponens, di ba? Sabi ng modus ponens, E implies Q, tapos meron kang P, therefore, Q. Di ba yun yung sinasabi ng modus ponens? And kamukha niya, ito guys, yung 1 tsaka yung 3. Statement 1, statement 3, ayaw ko gamitin yung modus ponens, ay, late pa pala ginamit. Tama. Yeah, 1 and 3, so magiging F to G. So, mayroon ako F to G. Tapos 4 and 5, modus ponens ulit, magiging G. Oh, no. Yeah. Tapos ulit-ulit lang, G. So, meron kang G to H from here, 2 to 4. Kasi in statement 2 and statement 4, may bonus ponens, meron kang G to H. Tapos gamitin mo ulit yung modus ponens sa statement 6 and 7, meron kang H. And yung H yung gusto mong pakita. Kasi di ba ginawa mo ng premise yung E tsaka F. So, matitirang want to show is H. And you're done. Tapos na yung conditional proof. Yes. So, next is indirect class. Yeah. Yes, let's go with the indirect proof. Hi. Ito na, indirect proof. So, what we're gonna do is, ito yung ipoprove natin, paano ba ito masahin? Q or R and S. Q to S, therefore S. So, since indirect proof yan, so, ang gagawin natin is, ito yung want to show mo. So, kapag naging indirect proof ka, pwede mong gawing premise, so negation of conclusion. So, gagawin kong premise, yung not S, by indirect proof. So, kaya, dito sa table, sa two-column proof, mayroon ako, ay, ba't conditional yan? Indirect dapat, indirect. So, mayroon akong dalawang premise, tapos yung not S, ginamit ko by indirect proof. Tapos, observe yung statement 2 and 3. Yung statement 2 and 3, kamukha niya yung tollens, modus tollens. So, ibig sabihin, mayroon akong Q to S, tas not S. So, by modus tollens, yung next line is not Q, not Q. Ano ito? 2, 3. Modus tollens. Wait lang guys, kasi ngayon ko lang ginagawa yung code. Yeah, wait lang. Ayan, wait lang, it's loading, it's loading. Yeah, okay. So, mayroon akong not Q. Ngayon, guys, I want you to recall disjunctive syllogism. Okay, mayroon akong P or Q. Kasi mayroon not Q. Not Q yan. So, ibig sabihin, tatanggapin ko is P. Same would, kung mayroon akong P or Q, tapos mayroon akong next line is not P, so ang tatanggapin is not, is Q, Q. So, that is by disjunctive syllogism. So, meron akong Q or R and S, tapos meron akong not Q. So, kamukha yung disjunctive. Ang sinasabi kasi ng disjunctive, meron akong Q, kaya meron akong ito, statement 1, statement 2. So, ibig sabihin, kung hindi daw totoo si Q, edi yung totoo is R and S. Kaya, mali, hindi ko pa nababago yung code. Sorry guys, so may S to G siya. So, ibig sabihin, by disjunctive syllogism, ang tatanggapin ko is R and S. So, this is by disjunctive syllogism ng 1 and 4. Harap, yeah, wait lang, nag-load siya. Okay. Ngayon, kaya ko i-simplify ito. R and S kasi naka-end siya. So, pwede ko i-simplify to S. Statement 5, simplification. Tapos, since nag-appear yung not S and S dito sa column na to, kaya ko silang i-conjunct. So, gagawin ko is i-conjunct ko yung S and not S. This is by 3 and 6 conjunction. Ngayon, actually, si S tsaka not S, di ba? Sa law of excluded middle, kapag true yung isang proposition, yung negation niya dapat false. Kasi bawal ka magkaroon ng, meron akong, if S is true, dapat yung negation niya is false. This is by, tama ba? Law of excluded middle yun. I think, yeah. So, ibig sabihin, kapag true na yung S, dapat yung negation niya false na. So, ibig sabihin, bawal ito mangyari, guys. Kasi, yung S and yung conjunction niya, magkaiba yan ng truth value, ay, conjunction, negation niya, magkaiba yan ng truth value. So, kung true si S, yung not S is false. So, pag pinagsama mo yan, dapat false yan. So, bawal siya maging part ng statement column. Kasi ang nasa statement column is true statements. Kasi na-deduce mo siya from true proposition, true premises. Ibig sabihin, this cannot happen. O kunwari, si not S yung true. Kung si not S yung true, si S yung false. So, bawal pa din. Kasi true and false is not true. It's always false. So, ibig sabihin, dahil meron kang contradiction, tapos inassume mo yung not S, so ibig sabihin, from the start, mali na yung assumption mo. So, ibig sabihin, kung hindi true, kung may mali sa pag-assume mo ng not S, therefore, ang tama is yung negation niya by law of excluded middle. So, ibig sabihin, ang gagamitin mo is S. So, bawal mong i-assume yung not S kasi pag in-assume mo yung not S, magkakaroon ka ng contradiction along the proof. So, and, kung hindi mo pwede gamitin si not S, dapat ang totoo is yung S, yung negation niya. So, kaya yun yung, basically yun yung ano doon, yung magiging, yun yung principle behind it. So, dahil meron kang contradiction, kasi bawal itong mangyari guys, this cannot happen. True and false statement, pagkasamahin mo, bawal yon. Kasi magiging false siya. So, dahil may contradiction ka, nagkaroon ka ng contradiction nung inassume mo to. Kasi di ba yung number 3, inassume mo yan eh. By indirect proof. So, dahil nagkaroon ka ng contradiction, bawal itong mangyari. So, ang tatanggapin mo is yung S. Yung negation ng S, which is not S, by double negation, is S. So, asan na ako? So, ibig sabihin, ang tatanggapin mo is S. And this is by number 6 contradiction. Yes. And then we're done. Kaya siya indirect. Wait, it's loading. Ayan. So, and that's what we want to show. Yung S. Kasi diba, ang goal mo lang mapakita is to yung S. And that is that can happen by, indirect proof. And we're done. Yes, tapos na tayo sa formal proof of validity ng propositional statement. Yep. Bye!